Hi everyone. So I am joined today by Neil Robinson, who's been working in the travel industry for 15 years as a business owner, a managing director, and most recently a consultant. Neil has a new venture called Casey Cases. So Neil, what's the story behind Casey Cases?
Great question to start with, Dan. So in 2021, I was traveling with my, what is 3-year-old now, he was 1 then. We were traveling on a train. I had very limited battery. I was at 20%. He was watching YouTube. Like all parents out there, you keep your child entertained as possible so they don't cause a racket. My anxiety levels kicked in when I noticed it was 20% and I got that notification on my screen. At what point I was like, I don't have a wire. What do I do? And I was thinking, right, how can I get around this? Because I've still got another hour and 40 minutes of this train journey. And I looked to the right-hand side of me and there was a USB port. And I thought, for the life of me, why do I not have a case with a built-in wire? I was thinking, okay. So anyway, I took the phone off my child. He wasn't best pleased, nor the other passengers. I was looking all over Amazon, Alibaba, Google, and I found nothing. And to this day, there still doesn't exist. So for us, we're in a position now where we've created our prototypes, we've got some sales under our belts, and we have a phone case with a built-in retractable wire to charge.
So Neil, during your analysis, when creating the business, what are the day-to-day problems you found that lead to you really believing there is a business?
Sure. So at the beginning, it was actually just my own personal experience of just not having a wire with me at the time. And as we've got further and further into the project, you suddenly realise that the application for this product is so vast and so varied, and we keep coming across new applications as we're going through the journey. So the most obvious one is forgetfulness. I don't know about how many people are watching this, but how many people just go out of the house and forget their wire? It's such a common thing. Also, when you are somewhere and you're in a rush or you leave somewhere, you leave your wire behind. So forgetfulness is probably the most obvious one to start with. But then we're obviously looking at charging speed. The phone case with its purpose-built retractable wire has supercharge capability. So it can charge a phone up to 50% in 15 minutes. But we've also got other applications. So you're looking at riders that deliver food, for example. So I'm based in the UAE now, and it makes more sense for me to have food delivered than to actually go out to shop. It makes more sense. And all of these riders have a critical need to have their phones working 100% of the time. If they can't work. So what we've been doing, we've been speaking to the riding delivery companies, for example, Talabat Kareem, InstaShop, etc. And we've worked on a dedicated phone for them that's got heat dissipation out the back because their phones overheat in this environment. So for us, this is something we found along the journey we would never have found had we not been in the UAE. So generally with Apple phones, they tend to overheat a little bit more. So we're working with them to find out which is the best solution for heat dissipation for these cases. But you've got many, many applications. You've got medical, so the people that rely on an app to keep their sugar levels for diabetes. You've got military. There's so many different applications. With medical, you've also got with the doctors in the hospitals. But not just that, you've got day-to-day use of having the phone.
I can relate. I mean, I suppose it's for anyone on the go as well. I travel a lot, so
yeah.
I
traveling's one of the biggest ones. So for me, I'm obviously working in travel for 15 years. I am constantly traveling. And one of the easiest things to do is just be in a place and you want to charge, whether it's a charging port, in a departure lounge, in a plane, whether you've got one of these funky suitcases with a USB port on it, any place that's got a USB, you're in effect able to charge immediately. You don't have to think, where's my wire? Have I got my wire? Have I got to go through my bag? For example, if you're on the plane, is my wire above me in the overhead luggage compartment? No, it's in my case. I can just pull it out and I can charge.
I agree. I mean, I find it frustrating actually. I have to keep taking my wire out of the car and then into the office, or you have separate wires.
Exactly.
But actually, I don't want to have separate wires. I'd love to have an all-in-one solution, which I...
That's it. You nailed it. What we have is an all-in-one solution. Rather than buying a case and a wire, you have everything together.
Brilliant. Thanks, Neil. So how does your solution work, and what benefits does it offer customers they've not had before?
Yeah. So we've just touched on this a little bit. So generally most people buy a case and they buy a wire. First of all, we can offer a cost-saving solution by having both together. The product is robust. We can also make it in a number of different materials as well. We can look at graphite, we can look at leather, we can look at what we call rock solid things for the construction industry that are like indestructible cases. We've got a lot of opportunities to make this work. And how it works, in effect, if you think of a measuring tape, in the back of our phone case, we have a wire that's on a retractable spooling system. So it can pull out up to 75 to 80 centimeters on every pull. It has fast charging capabilities, so that as we've mentioned before, as soon as you plug it in, your phone will charge instantly. You do not have to worry about having that extra wire. It's always available.
Brilliant. I mean, I've had one of those battery packs. I find them quite bulky, and you actually still have to charge them.
Absolutely.
And it's not. This case is not a battery charging case. It's rather a convenient solution for on-the-go charging. Which
100%. It's all about on the go.
Sure. Let's take a look.
So this was me on a plane recently. Yes, I was in economy. I obviously didn't book the business this time. But as you can see, it's very, very easy in terms of the functionality. You pull the wire out of the case, you put it in the USB, you pull it back, you pull it a little bit more, and it goes straight back into the case. You flip the lid down, and you're good to rock on. So yeah, we have a number of key features, as we mentioned.
Sure.
I think one of the most important things here is, especially for Apple users, the Apple, with a new USB-C with Apple, they will not allow you to charge at the fastest speed unless you have a certified Apple wire. And I need to get that across. It is so important that if you have an Apple phone, you use a certified wire. Our phone cases are built with certified Apple charging wires. We also have the same for Samsung and all the other Android phones. So with us, you're not buying a wire that's anything less than the required specifications of that wire to meet the maximum fast charging capabilities. And on top of that, obviously, we're looking to make sure, as we said, the phone case is robust, it offers protection, and generally it looks all round. We've got a number of different colours. You can see we've got a couple of Apple ones on there. We've got a Samsung one on there. We can make it for any phone model we can work with. So we will work with individual users selling through e-commerce or through business users, depending on how we need to sell. But as you can see up here, this lid is simply where you pull it out, and that's where you charge from.
It's amazing. I mean, I was going to say there's so many different models of phones.
Absolutely.
So many sizes.
Yeah.
So
We're quite fortunate. Obviously, the phone case market now is a commodity. But what we've tried to do is come up with something that, like everyone wants to do, is disrupt a market. We sit right in the middle of people that use a wire and people that use wireless. So we offer something slightly different, but something for people to think about is how important is the functionality of you charging with your wire on a day-to-day basis, whether you're a taxi driver, a rider, you're a professional, you work in an airport, anything along those lines. If you charge with a wire, there is absolutely no reason why you should not purchase this phone case.
I need one. When can I buy one?
Let's get you down for a pre-order. Dan, we'll make it happen.
Brilliant, Neil. Thank you.
So what we've come up with here is just an idea. Obviously, we've done a lot of data analysis to think, why is wired still so important, and why do people still charge with a wire versus wireless? There is a number of different reasons. Now, I didn't want to completely outcast wireless here, but there are so many positives with still charging with a wire. One, the most important thing is speed. Like, people don't want to charge their phone slow, you want to charge it fast. And especially with our philosophies is charging on the go. So whether you're out doing whatever, you can charge as fast as possible. One of the key things we did find with the analysis was when you're charging wirelessly in public places. Now, it's not everywhere, but there is the potential to be hacked with wireless charging. But also, it's quite fiddly wireless charging. You've got to get it on there perfectly. If you knock it, it can come off the charging and you don't know. You only look at your phone after saying, oh, it hasn't been charging because it moved or whatever, it slipped or whatever. But I think one of the most important things is wireless charging. You can't use your phone while it's charging wirelessly, unless it's with one of the battery packs, which is what we've put here. So general wireless charging means you just have to sit there, watch it and wait for it. So for us, if you're in bed and you're watching YouTube, or you're on a plane, or you're even in a bus, to be honest now, like public transport, we've got USB ports everywhere. You can have the opportunity to watch TV, watch YouTube, listen to your music, and charge at the same time.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, wireless just doesn't work for me either. I'm on the go all the time. I work off my laptop, and I constantly need to have my phone in my hand, sending emails, and I always use a wire. So, completely agree.
Exactly. So what we've, as part of our journey and the analysis, is finding out, is there actually a market for this product? So everyone talks about the term MVP, minimum viable product. Do we have a product that we can sell, and will people buy it? The simple answer is yes. So every single day and annually, there's 2.5 million phone cases sold every single day, on average. 1.7 million wires bought every single day. So what we're trying to do is we're looking at the environment as well. So obviously the less number of wires bought means the less number of wires put into waste. So with our case, you don't have to buy X number of wires to have one in your house, one in your car, one in your office. Your wire is with you all the time. You never have to worry about it. So what does that mean? We can reduce the carbon footprint with our case. So any business that has a carbon emissions target, please reach out to us. It's a very simple way of offsetting your carbon emissions targets by giving one of these cases to all of your staff, or even as marketing gifts.
Let's take a look.
So this is me again. Apologies, it always seems to be me in these videos. I was actually at Riyadh Airport recently, traveling with Saudi Airlines for the first time, and I was connecting. Not the greatest connection time because it was 1 a.m, as you can see. But I saw a USB charging port just by the gates, and what you tend to see in the airports is everyone's charging their phone somewhere. They find somewhere to charge their phone, even in plug sockets they're not supposed to be using. So with this, wherever you see a USB, wherever you've got your plug on you, no problem at all. But generally there is USB charging ports everywhere in airports. So again, you don't have to go looking through your bag. If you've got your phone in your pocket and it's in the case, just go up to the charging port, pull it out and charge.
Thank you. So what are the plans, Neil, for the near future?
So the short-term plan is we're going to continue working with corporate clients, because we believe that there is applications within businesses, particularly like the riding companies that deliver the food, taxi drivers. There's not many taxis that you get in where they don't have a phone that's charging in their vehicle. We're also about to crowdfund this. We haven't quite decided whether we're going to go on Indiegogo or Kickstarter, but if anyone's got any suggestions, and I welcome any feedback in the comments section below of which one we should go to, I'd appreciate that. The long-term project is to build some stock, create some stock, put it into the likes of the e-commerce business sales solution, and then sell them through Shopify, Amazon, all the rest of them, eBay. Have multiple places to sell these, but I think the most important thing for us is brands. We want to get our brand out there as quickly as possible. And for anyone watching, yes, I still work in the travel industry. I'm not going anywhere just yet. But just to let people know that this was an idea that became more of a side hustle, but that's now become a very, very important aspect and a focus for me.
Thank you, Neil. That's amazing. And one quick question, you may have touched upon this. What materials have you
Sure.
used to make the case, and can you create completely bespoke
Absolutely.
versions?
So where you've got specialist niche industries, let's say luxury car rental companies, for example, that want a really cool looking phone case, yes, we can do carbon fiber. Yes, we can do graphite. We can really tailor make these cases to suit anyone. Yes, there are MOQs. Standard. We're not just going to sell you ones and twos here and there. There's minimum order quantities we have to meet with our manufacturer, but we can tailor make this to any specification you want, anywhere, for anything.
Neil, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you for the interview. I want to say a huge thank you to Trim London, who have been a fantastic partner and will continue to be a fantastic partner to us. I've also a huge thank you to all of my team. I can't mention any names at this point, but you know who you are. Over the last 3.5 years, inspiring me to keep going with the project. At times it's been tough, We've hit many roadblocks, but you've been there and I really, really appreciate it. My family, and also the clients that have shown a great deal of interest in the product and have placed orders.